Hey Woodhounds, so welcome back to the Back 40 Firewood channel. Today was a beautiful day here in west central Wisconsin, and that's right, was. It's the end of the day today, and I'm going to show you that a beautiful day in the fall usually means a busy day. First thing on the agenda this morning was I needed to refill the roadside stand. And I knew that I needed the pallet forks on for later in the day, what I was going to do after I filled the stand. So I figured it would just be better to put the forks on and then use my old carry-all frame as kind of like a firewood bucket. So the old carry-all frame actually allows me to carry a little bit more firewood than the regular bucket on the tractor. That's the nice thing with that old carry-all frame, is I'm able to just throw it all in loose and then haul it up to the roadside stand. And the roadside stand has actually been doing pretty good. Now in the fall here, when temperatures start cooling off, I think there's both a mix of people getting it for recreational use in their backyard fire pit in the cooler evenings now, but also people are coming to get wood to heat their little wood stoves in their man cave or in their garage. And so I have started putting more oak out in the stand. I actually have the back of the stand full of oak, but what I'm putting here in the front is just a mix of ash and maple, and there's a little basswood mixed in there. So the next thing on the agenda was to get all of the IBC totes moved out of the wood yard and up next to the woodshed. All of these totes have big hunks and chunks of wood that I'm going to be burning this fall and winter, and I need to be making a little bit of room back there, and I wanted to clear some stuff out. So I figured, why not bring these IBC totes up now instead of waiting until possibly the snow flies or, you know, when it's cold. And it was a nice day today. I figured perfect opportunity to just move these totes right up next to the woodshed, line them all up, and then that way when I need to take them into the woodshed, they're right there. They probably are not going to be the most pleasant to look at in where they're sitting right now. Amanda said, "How long are these going to be there?" And I said, "Well, until we burn up the wood." So she went in the house, opened all the windows, and set the thermostat to 85. So I wanted to get all this stuff cleared out because this is potentially going to be future storage next year. And I want to be able to continue filling in this little ravine with like dirt and rocks and just scraps and anything I can throw down in there to fill it in. That's why I wanted to get those totes out of the way. So once I had the IBC totes moved up and all lined up next to the woodshed, I did have a little bit of wood that I needed to pick up. I had one little pile that I had split a couple weeks ago, and then I had a pile over by my new splitter shelter. And the one thing sometimes, like what I do when I'm splitting, is I don't have the wood separated out. So I might grab a piece that ends up splitting down nice into smaller sizes for the roadside stand and bundles, and then I might get a piece that's kind of chunky and an odd an ends piece, so I end up splitting that for my personal use. So I kind of had this one little pile of stuff that was mixed, so I needed to pick out the nice recreational wood from that I was going to stack. And then I also needed to get some of the pieces from where I'm splitting now out of the splitter shed. So I just used the trailer, threw it all in there, and then my plan was to just take it down where I wanted to stack it and stack it up. So once I had all that recreational wood sorted out and stacked, the other thing that I wanted to try to get done today was I wanted to try to construct another little shelter to store some wood in. So I had these 4x4s that I had milled up the first time I went up to check out Rick's wood miser. So my idea was to take these 4x4s, put them up on some cement blocks, and then put pallets on top of those 4x4s to just kind of sit there, not really necessarily fastened down, and then put, like I said, put the pallets on top of the 4x4s, and then use that as an area just to stack a bunch of these odds and ends and these bigger chunks that I've been splitting for my personal use. And these things will probably end up being, you know, I probably won't get to burning these not even next year. So they're gonna have plenty of time to dry out, but I needed a place to store them, and I wanted to kind of stack them in so, you know, they take up as little room as possible. The other thing that I wanted to do was, or that I want to do, is I want to find a place to put the rest of those plywood panels from that big pallet. I want to put a place to put those up off the ground and store them over the winter. So my idea is to take some pallets, put them on these 4x4s on cement blocks, put pallets on the ends to hold the wood in, and then to bring over a few of those big panels and set them on top of this great big bin that I'm making. I'm not too concerned about how pretty this is going to be. This is just a little redneck engineering here going on. Once I had the pallets all put together and everything was fastened down, I had my sides in, fastened on there. So then the next thing to do, go pick up the rest of that one little pile, haul it over, and stack it in the new little wood bin, we'll call it. And so now here we are back at the end of the busy day, getting ready to enjoy the evening with a nice fire going here. But yeah, it was just a beautiful day, but sometimes those beautiful days, especially now when we're getting ready to get into that phase where we're gonna be low on daylight and there's just a lot to get done in the fall. At least in my wood yard there is. I don't know if there is in your wood yard, but and I still have a bunch of wood to split, a bunch of wood to buck up. And like I said, there's something, I've been given notice in the next few weeks here, and you'll see why I'm starting to get more room cleared out back there. So nothing too major, but just somebody told me, get ready. So if the weather was nice where you were at, let me know what you did on this beautiful fall day, and hopefully it was productive. Today for me, it was a productive day. Had to take a little break to go get some lunch with the little boss man, but overall, got a lot done, and it's only day one of the 2-day weekend. So tomorrow, we'll be getting hopefully a little bit more done. But for now, like I said, we're gonna sit out here this evening, relax, rest, recover, recharge by this nice fire, and then tomorrow, we'll be back at it, back in the wood yard, getting more stuff done. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.